Yo, what's up, everybody? It is Friday, March 21st. I went to the range today to shoot my Dirty Harry gun, and man, let me tell you something. That thing, I thought the bones in my hand were gonna break. What a kick on that thing. What a kick. After 6 rounds in that cylinder, I mean, that's enough. After 3 rounds, that was enough. you know, I took my Glock, so I alternated, but that thing is a beast. It is a beautiful, beautiful gun, but it is rough to shoot. I mean, it packs a wallop. So Elon Musk was at the Pentagon today. So now, I mean, he's in every aspect of our government. I mean, he's advising on fiscal policy. He's advising on foreign policy, on defense, national defense. So, like, I mean, he's basically running the show at the Department of Defense, at the Pentagon. Supposedly, they shared with him. I don't know if this story is true, but it was reported. There were a couple of different aspects reported with respect to this meeting. One report said that he was shown U.S. plans for war with China. That was denied by the White House, and they said it was only, about sort of more along the lines of business. So I don't know. But I mean, I don't know what to say about it. Elon Musk is everywhere at the top levels of government of the United States. He is from South Africa. Yes, he's an American citizen, but I just think, it's crazy. And my opinion of him, at least when it comes to economics. He's an economic illiterate moron. And I just think that's dangerous. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He got his head wrapped into some kind of a gold standard understanding of our economy, which is not applicable anymore. It hasn't been applicable for decades. And it's just a joke. Anyway, not much to report on. The fiscal flows are very strong. So if you're worried about Doge, there's no impact whatsoever so far. It is a very evident and rising expansion in fiscal flows, both in the leading flows and also in the net government transfers, which some people call the deficit. I don't call it that. I call it net government transfers. Market came off the bottom today. We had some heavy selling early on. Let me say this, that we still have an issue here with the debt ceiling. Some of you have been asking me about the debt ceiling. Treasury is still operating under what they call extraordinary conditions, which enable it to kind of circumvent the debt ceiling for a period of time. And I think that could probably go on into maybe May, June. Don't forget, in April, they're going to get a big influx of tax deposits. They're going to get another big influx of tax deposits on May 1st. But then after May 15th is a quarterly interest payment. After that, Congress is going to have to do something. When we're talking about getting close to June, mid-May to June, Congress is going to have to do something on the debt ceiling. I'm going to say what I said back in 2023, or at least leading into 2023. Now remember, that was when all of these guys were bearish in 2023. They said it was universal that there was going to be a recession in 2023. I said the opposite. I said as long as Congress raises the debt ceiling, you're going to get record highs in the stock market. You're going to get a very good economy, and that's exactly what happened. They raised the debt ceiling, and everything was smooth sailing after that. We have the same situation right now. By the way, let me mention, yesterday I think I started to talk about this, that we're seeing more and more companies announce major investment plans in the United States. And today we had the United Arab Emirates, after a meeting with Trump, saying that they were going to invest $1.4 trillion over the next 10 years. So, I mean, right now, it looks like Trump's tariffs or his threats of tariffs is having the desired effect. And the effect is to transfer investment, in other words, net spending, here to the United States. And it look, we've had Apple announce, we had Taiwan Semiconductor announce, we had Intel announce, we have United Arab Emirates announce, we had a bunch of companies every single day, new announcements of major plans for an expansion of capital investment here in the United States. I mean, that's big. That is very, very big. And if those plans play out as, they're being reported, I mean, that is a very bullish environment for the economy and for the stock market. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But so far, it looks like that is a developing trend. And that is a very positive trend. The other thing that comes with that, with higher levels of domestic investment, is that you're going to get reduced inflation. You're going to have more capacity. You're going to have more efficiencies. You're going to end up with lower levels, sustained lower levels of inflation. So this is what I've been saying. And it's one of the reasons why, I've been harping on this bond trade since a long time. Let me mention the one thing that Scott Bessent, Treasury Secretary, he's been going around saying that the United States, the economy is like an addict that got hooked on government spending. So he's using these metaphorical terms, the addict, hooked like a junkie. And this guy, when you say stuff like that, I mean, first of all, it shines a light on the fact that you don't understand economic systems. In any economic system, some entity has to be the net spender, okay? We can't all be savers. That's the paradox of thrift. If everybody, when everybody saves, there's no income to anybody and there's no growth. Somebody has to be a net spender. And over decades, that was the US government. I mean, the foreign sector is a net saver. They acquire dollars and they save dollars. The domestic sector is a net saver. All right. The household sector and the business sector. Look at business has, trillions in retained earnings. The household sector. So it's been the government, not by design. It's because those other sectors desired to net save in dollars. So they did what they had to do to acquire dollars. See, I always say, the deficit is really not a function of government policy. It's really a function of the desire of the non-government to acquire and save in the government's currency. And that's what's been going on for decades. So Trump is trying to reverse that. I don't know if he really understands the economics behind it. I mean, he gets it in kind of in his way. But when Bessent phrases it like the U.S. is addicted, the U.S. economy is addicted to government spending, he doesn't understand that unless some other entity comes in as the net spender, now that could be the foreign sector, that could be the U.S. Business sector, which it looks like that's starting to happen with the Trump tariffs and the threat of tariffs. Unless that happens, there's no other kind of arrangement. It's not that, we're addicted, the economy is addicted to government spending. It's just that's what the arrangement has been for a long, long time, because those other sectors were net savers. And so he's not communicating this right. And I think that's just because he doesn't understand it. I mean, there would be a way to communicate it and say to people, look, The economy, what we're trying to do here is transform the economy so that, and I think Trump has been more effective at communicating this, this understanding, like, we're trying to get, but Trump says that we've been ripped off. That's no good either when he says that, because we're not getting ripped off, because we're getting the goods. We're getting the real assets. We're getting the cars. We're getting the electronics. We're getting all the things, the consumables, the things that we use, the technology, the stuff like that, the microchips, all that stuff. But the way to say it is that, look, there's other sectors in the economy that if we restructure the way the game is kind of set up, or the way it's been set up over the last 70 years, it'll take some of the burden off of the federal government. It'll also be positive for these other entities. It'll be positive for the foreign sector because it'll improve the standard of living of those people. It'll be positive for the business sector here in the United States because they'll have capacity and new infrastructure and new plant and things built here in the United States. So there's a way to communicate that doesn't sound like stupidity. But Bessent, he doesn't understand that. So he goes, and we've heard this kind of description so many times in the past, when they say the sugar high and addicted to government spending. And this explanation comes from fundamentally not understanding the structure of the economy. And so, they put it in these metaphorical terms, which are ridiculous. And just, it speaks to the fact that they have no understanding of economic systems and how they're set up, in whatever arrangement that happens to be. The only thing they're able to do is describe it in some crazy metaphorical way, which, makes people see it, just like in the wrong way, in a detrimental way. So what do you expect from a guy, anyway, who's been educated by Jim Rogers? Basically, that's who we're talking about when we talk about Bessent. So it's Friday. I'm going to take it easy. I hope you guys are going to have a nice weekend. And please like and subscribe. If you've done that already, thank you very much. And don't forget to go to my website, pitbulleconomics.com. Sign up for a 30-day free trial to MMT Trader. I'll see you maybe over the weekend. If not, have a great weekend. Bye.